I got an unexpected text from you yesterday,
You did.
and you told me you had something very unexpected happen to you,
Right.
and we figured we just hit record. Can you just walk me and everybody through
Yeah.
what happened yesterday?
Let's start it off this way. I went in for a routine eye exam yesterday to inspect two holes in each eye. I know this sounds crazy. Look, these are retinal holes. They're very small and they can happen naturally. There's
Have you
many
always had
reasons.
these? Have you always had these?
I've had them for about 4 or 5 years.
Really?
Yeah, and I've been monitoring them. So with like this, not myself monitoring them, but like going to
Sure.
specialist every 6 months, every 12 months to check in. Yesterday was just supposed to be hey, let's monitor like how are things going? Like I am having some weird symptoms happening with my left eye where I'll see flashes. But it
Really?
turned into me having to have a procedure, which we're gonna unpack that here shortly.
Let me ask you real quick, and I won't derail this because I want to get right into it, but tell me a little bit, and you may not know. I didn't know that you had this, so I'm always discovering stuff. We always discover stuff about each other, our
Right.
lives, right?
Right.
But is this kind of thing something that, like, do they know why it happens? Is it just genetic? Is it because of sonic? Like, what are some of the reasons? If
Right.
you're open to talking about it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm learning more and more about it. Like, I got the most information that I probably could have ever gotten, like regarding the situation yesterday. So I, at one point in my life, was super, super nearsighted. I had contacts, I had glasses. Um, my vision was so bad, that I went through LASIK actually right around like 2003,
You did?
corrective
Oh,
LASIK
wow.
surgery. Yeah. So I walked out of there seeing like 2015, like, or not that day, but after like follow-ups in 2003, perfect vision. My vision's still really good. It's like 2025, which is like almost perfect.
Okay.
Um, but
And no
having
contacts, no glasses or anything like that.
no contacts, I do have prescription glasses that I wear for evening time, because sometimes when you get LASIK, you can see halos, or if you're nearsighted or have stigmatism, you can see things just look a little bit different at times in the evening when you're someone who has impaired vision.
Okay.
So I guess my aspirations of flying F-18s might not come to pass, but you know what? That's okay. I could still live through the movie, which we'll have to do an episode on that at
Oh
some
gosh,
point.
we got to do the Top Gun episode.
We got to do the Top Gun episode. Okay, so to answer your question, a long way of getting there, because my eyes are very narrow, and I had nearsighted issues for a long time, there was a lot more strain on my eye, which created small tears. Okay. And the tears form, they pull back. I could be saying this wrong. If there's any eye professionals watching this,
Right. Drop a
I could
comment
be
below.
butchering this, but here's what I will say. There was two small holes that we've been monitoring for about 4 or 5 years, and making sure they're not getting bigger, number one, and making sure, two, that they're not causing any further damage. So what can happen with these holes, they can pull on the retina, okay? And when that happens, you could see flashes.
Oh God.
You could see blurred spots. And these things can happen sporadically, they can happen gradually, they may never occur. And I had no issues. Like, I don't know if any of you guys or Aaron know what floaters are. Do you ever see floaters in
Oh,
your
oh
eyes?
yeah, yeah.
That's common and normal. I've been seeing those like most of my life. Like, I have to look for them, like try to focus, and then I can see them.
Yeah, they're weird. They're like,
They're a little yeah, they're weird,
what are
but
they
the
doing?
eye is
It's
an
an alien.
interesting the eye is so interesting. But anyway, over the past couple months, I started experiencing like a flash out of my left eye. And
Really?
at first I'm like, did I just see that? Is that real? I put eye drops in the morning and the evening, just like
Yep.
re-wetting drops to just kind of lubricate my eyes. It feels good. And working on the computers all day, it's
You need
helpful.
them. Yeah, you need them.
Right. So I'm like, okay, maybe the eye drop is like creating some, like, maybe I'm seeing actually like a little puddle of the eye drop in the corner of my eye. Maybe it's not a flash.
And then that's light hitting the lubricant and causing. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I'm like, all right, I'm not too worried about this. But Aaron, like, here's where things started getting concerning. When I would close my eyes, I could see a flash. My eyelids are closed, like right
Weird.
now. And I can't see the flash because there's like light in the room. But if it's like pitch black and I close my eyes, I will see little flashes of light.
Really? Is it blinking? Like, is it like someone has a flashlight like outside your window?
It's so hard to explain. Yeah, like
Like a strobe light? Like a
yeah,
flickering?
that's it. Okay.
Okay.
Imagine just a one quick flash of a strobe, like we're talking milliseconds. Like it is,
Gotcha.
boom. It doesn't blink my whole vision. It's just in the peripheral of my
I
left
see.
eye. Okay.
Okay.
So I start seeing these flashes. I schedule an eye exam last week. Like, hey, I want to get some blue light filters. I want to get some new lenses.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at let's scan my eye and let's see how
Right.
things look. The holes are still there. I'm seeing flashes. I'm referred at that point. So last week, my doctor here in Medina, I won't say any names. He's a fantastic doctor. Referred me to a specialist, which was yesterday. Okay. I went to see a specialist because of the flashes, and I needed additional professional advice on how to proceed with this thing. Okay.
Right. So you're going in for a routine specialist exam.
Here's what's great
I
about
think
this.
yeah, the key word here is routine.
So yeah, like for those of you that don't already, like you've probably, by the time that this is released, there's probably at least a season or a season and a half that you've gotten a chance to see Aaron and I interact. And there are key words where routine,
it's
it
never
may mean
routine.
it might lead somewhere else.
Yeah, this is where things take a turn.
That is it. This is
There's
where,
the moment.
so let
But
me
it didn't
walk
take
you
a
all.
yeah, it didn't take a turn right away. You got to the place, you
Yeah.
get there. Talk to me what happened.
I'm going
what
to paint a
happens
picture
next.
about this place. I'm going to paint a picture because this is just fun. I get there, sign in, fill out my paperwork. There's a Hallmark Christmas movie up on the TV playing. It's
Love it.
Christmas
It's
time.
Christmas time.
It's joyous.
Mm.
You know, like
December 1st. It was December 1st. The
I'm sitting in the
timestamping
waiting
this.
room. I'm like, man, it's Thursday. It's almost Christmas. I'm going to get a coffee. You know, I'm prepping mentally. Like I have the day off work. I'm going to be talking with my best friend Aaron tomorrow. We're going to do breaking down. All I'm thinking about is getting a Dunkin' Donuts coffee and a donut on the way out of here. Hey, I should be in and out of here in an hour. Routine. Nothing going on. So I'm in the waiting room. I'm filling out my stuff. I get called back. The first room. There was many rooms to this. Room 1, I get in, I sit down. Very nice staff, by the way. They're talking to me.
Shout out to the staff.
Shout out to the staff. Shout out.
Shout out to the staff.
We're having a good time. We're doing some banter. We're having fun. You know how we interact, Aaron.
Yes.
We love to interact with people. That's what we do.
Yep.
And part of the reason why we started breaking it down. So she proceeds to put drops in my eye that do two things. One are numbing drops, and two, they're dilating drops. I don't know if anybody knows what that means. Dilating just basically opens up your pupils.
Mm-hmm.
They get black looking so that
wow. Yeah.
doctors can see in a little bit better, right? Do you have a hot coffee, by the way, right now? Because I see steam coming off of it. Sorry to interrupt. That is amazing.
It's a visual effect, bro.
One of two things is happening. Your house is on fire or there's a hot coffee in front of you. And I don't know which one of the two.
Oh, we're keeping this for sure. Brother, let me tell you something. What's amazing, it also speaks to the technology. We got these HD cameras, external cameras. It's picking up steam from the hot coffee. By the way, yes, there it is. Little pumpkin spice.
There it is.
Little cream. Let me move it away just to avoid it distraction.
I prefer the smoke.
Hey,
if you could just...
good news. You were able to see it. Your eyes are working great.
My eyes are working great. They're working great.
So they put the numbing drops. I love that. They put the numbing drops in the dilating, and so you're looking probably like that. It looks crazy when people's pupils are black.
They're converting my appearance at this point. So, Aaron, I look in the mirror. I don't know who I am. So I get through these drops, right? I've been going through eye dilation for many years, right? Like having eye stuff going on. So they take me to a waiting room to let the solution sink in a little bit more. Things start getting foggy, right?
The
like
second
it's funny.
room.
It's funny. Here's what happens. Like you're looking at your cell phone, the words start to double. I can't even text message people. I remember trying to text Vanessa yesterday, and I'm like, I don't know how much time I have left. I can't really see a lot here. I hope that this message finds you well. I don't even know if it's spelled correctly. I'll let you know how things go after my appointment. Send. So I'm in the waiting room. Here's what's interesting. And look, like this isn't an ageism thing, okay? So just gonna kind of put a disclaimer out there. Everyone in this office is an elderly person because
That's
you
interesting.
hear
Oh,
the
you mean the
cast,
patients? The patients,
yeah, the patients.
not
I'm
the
sorry.
staff. Yeah, not the
Not the
staff.
staff. The patients are elderly because your eye deteriorates. So everybody's looking at me like I'm a fish out of water. Like, why is this younger guy in here?
Right.
And that's the common theme as I've gone room to room. Like, hey, you're really young. I'm like, well, I appreciate that, but like, I'm turning 40. Yeah, that is still young. Like 40 is the new 20, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't really kind of put the two and two together as to why they were saying that. It's
Yeah.
because there's an eye issue going on with me. I guess that's probably not super common in someone my age.
It
So
happens like that, Anthony. I'm not going to derail this, but you I don't know if we've done this. Oh, I don't think we've done it as a BID. I think I've done it as a 7-minute story. Sorry, I keep fidgeting because I like a little white underneath,
looks
but
good.
not too much. And so I'm having an issue. Sorry. I got to see
It's
I'm still
balanced
thinking
out
about what
well.
when you said your house is on fire. I love that. No, but what you were saying is it is a phenomenon, especially, and you and I are in these situations. I told this story about, you remember when I was suffering from panic attacks? So the
Right.
doctor said, like, to put a bow on it, I can send you to the cardiologist to do even further testing. When
Right.
I go to the office, I'm experiencing what you did. Median age there, 93 years old.
There.
Everybody's on
Why am I
treadmills.
here?
Everyone, and they're like, why is this 35-year-old guy? Like, and I mean, I'm telling you. So I totally know what you're talking about. You start going deeper into those rooms, the age, you're next thing, you're in a senior citizen's home. Anthony, let's be honest with you. Let's be honest with everybody. You got to a point where you didn't know if you were at an eye doctor or a senior citizen home. Did your lady send you off to
Karen,
she sent you off to the farm?
I didn't know if I was in the waiting room or if I was in a shuffleboard tournament.
Yeah. You weren't sure if you were at a shuffleboard tournament or really about to place an order at Bob Evans.
Hold the bacon. I'll have wheat with butter.
Bring the jelly.
Bring the jelly. This is why we do the show for moments like this.
Sorry, I did that. I derailed you. So people are older and they're looking at you like, man, why is this guy here?
Why is this guy in here? I mean, I'm starting to ask myself the same questions. So I'm in the waiting room. Here's where the fun continues up to a certain point. I don't know if this is like how they do it. Like they just like give you this wonderful experience to make the latter like end of it, which is the hardest part, like easier. I don't know, like whining and dining me. I don't know. Pam comes out. Hi, my name's Pam. I'm like, hi, I'm Anthony. Nice to meet you. Pam, I'll tell you what. Everybody could take a page out of Pam's book. I go into her little room. She does a scan of both of my eyes, right? Aaron, let me tell you about this. I said, Pam, hold on. Before we get started, we got to talk about something. She's like, oh, yeah, what's that? I'm like, your little setup here on the table, epic. I said, it made my day to see this. Here's what she has. This is a human being that we need to model ourselves after.
Love it.
She has her iPhone set up on a little tripod, okay?
Okay.
So it would have been facing this way, okay? Sitting up on her desk.
Mm-hmm.
There's a fireplace app on it. And you can hear the crackling of the fire and you can see the fireplace. She has Christmas music, a little mini Christmas tree on her desk.
I love it. I love it.
I said, Pam,
wow.
I said, look, this is what it's about. She's like, it makes the workday so much better. It warmed my heart, like to
Happy
see
holidays.
It warmed my heart to see her little crackling fire. That's like something we would do,
Exactly. We're like that.
So Pam does a scan of my eyes, right? Cool. I go back into the waiting room again.
Yeah, a lot of rooms here.
This time it's like an HGTV show. It's not the Hallmark. Now it's like, hey, we're building houses and flipping them. I'm looking at the TV screen. I don't know what the hell's going on because I'm seeing double, I'm seeing triple. I don't know what has happened. Like, are these dilation drops? Why am I seeing double? Anyway,
Did Pam drug you? What did she put in your eggnog? What
Pam slipped something in my coffee. Well done. So, like, I waddle my way back into the waiting room because I can't see where I'm going. I'm in there. I get called back to another meeting, another room.
Are you serious?
Listen, Aaron, at this point, again, hey, wow, you're really young. Cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you saying that, but you're making me nervous.
Yeah.
So
eyes are steaming up. Look at this. Unbelievable. I'm laughing.
they are.
So
Yeah. Buy from your damn coffee.
Take these off. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
So I go back into this other room. I forget what her name is. Super nice. Again, shout out to the staff. That's the common theme. Shout out to the staff.
But not Pam this time, a different lady.
Yeah. This lady didn't have the fireplace. I mean, I was used to a little bit more of a luxurious experience from Pam's room, but yeah, things got dialed back a little bit. So this is where things start to take a slight turn, not a full 90-degree angle. Maybe just like we're at a roundabout. You know, we're taking some different exits.
Yeah. What happens?
I need to open my eyes extremely wide, one eye at a time, and they start taking the brightest flashes.
Oh man.
I thought I was like, it kind of felt like, hey, like, am I in front of the sun? Like at this point, it is so bright, it hurts your body. The light is so, I'm trying to paint a picture for you all. Scan, light, look up right, look up left, look down right. I mean, each eye, probably 15 flashes of intense light.
Wow.
And they're taking pictures, right? Now I have to go to the next one. Boom. Up left, up right. And I'm getting compliments. Oh, you're like the best patient ever. You know how to do this perfectly. I'm like, I'm just doing what you're telling me. Apparently, a lot of people just can't like look up and left. But she's like, your movements are perfect. I'm like, am I at a ballet? I don't understand. But things are going well. I'm following protocol, and there's like, you know, things are going to be good. I'm going to be out of here soon.
Yeah.
I go back to the waiting room again.
This is great.
I feel like I'm in an episode of The Twilight Zone. Like, I'm back in the waiting room. This time, finally, they're like, hey, we're going to bring you back to see the doctor, the big event. I've made it.
Here you are. Main event.
It's main event.
It's WrestleMania. Here he goes.
It's WrestleMania. I go in, finally. But it's like, it's the cliche doctor experience. You go into a waiting room to wait 20 minutes, to go back to a waiting room, to come back to another room, to wait another 45 minutes. So it's an endless cycle. I'm like a hamster on a wheel. I get into the doctor's room. I wait 30 minutes.
Oh, you got to be kidding.
30 minutes.
Shout out to the staff. Hey, Doc, let's move it along.
Shout out to the staff.
Right. Hey, Doc, like, I'm here for a half hour, bro. Come on.
People are walking by the room. They're stopping and staring at me. like they know something I don't know about what's coming next.
Oh man.
Like okay, I'm an exhibit at a museum at this point.
Right.
I'm waiting. There's a very nice lady. Shout out to the staff. She's talking to me about like different things. Like, hey, this is what's gonna happen. The doctor's gonna come in. Doctor finally makes his way in 30, 45 minutes ish later to do another 20, 30 scans on each eye with bright lights. My body is trembling. I have a headache at this point.
Yeah, it's probably triggering a migraine.
I have a headache. Aaron, it's 2+ hours that I've been in here.
This isn't routine.
Around, right?
This isn't routine anymore.
Aaron, at this point, I've been wined and dined, right? I've made it to the big event, the main stage, the main course. This is where the doctor starts talking doctor jargon. Yeah, we're at -4 after 16. Blah, 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 blah. Right. Put it in the chart. But
it's like, you're scaring me, bro. What are you saying? What are you saying?
So, you know, I'm like, I'm trying to stay calm. Look up and right. Yeah, -14 sector something million. I don't know. These aren't real numbers. I don't know what he's saying. The bright lights, they keep coming. They keep calling
Here
me.
they
I'm
go.
like a boxer. Boom, boom, boom. I'm deflecting these things. So the
Did you
scans are
can I just ask real quick,
right.
because I know we're getting to the final act here. At any point during this, did you say like, "Hey, what's going on?"
No, that comes. That comes
Okay,
shortly.
okay.
It comes shortly.
You were just being a good patient. You shout out to the staff. You were just putting your faith in this process. You're okay. You're going room to room. It feels a little bit like Alice in Wonderland, but you're going to do it. You trust these people. Pam's got the Christmas tree and the crackling fire. Things are good. Now he starts talking like he's a Star Trek character. He's a -14 sector. Send him up on the ship.
Send him up on the ship.
So okay. So now
Yeah.
he actually? What do those
It,
numbers mean? What does he end up saying to you?
yeah. I don't there you know it's important when there's two people in the room at this point. One's taking down the numbers and the doctor's reading them off. So he pulls things back, the lights come on. All right, Anthony. So here's where we're at with things.
Oh boy.
Confirmed you have 2 holes in your retina, each eye. Here's the good news. There is no tear. So the tear in the retina would mean immediate surgery.
Wow.
We're talking I don't know if it's anesthesia. I don't know how they do it. We're talking late laser correction.
Big deal.
It's a big, big, big deal. He goes, so that's the good news. He goes, here. He didn't say it is bad news, but he's like, here's where we're at with this current situation.
Right.
You could
AKA bad news.
AKA bad news. You could keep monitoring this every 6 months, right? And hope that it doesn't get worse. Or we could go in and we can patch the hole. I'm like, okay, so like in my brain, I'm like, and I've heard that there are different procedures that can be done to correct these holes, right? And I was thinking in my brain, I'm like, oh yeah, like, okay, cool. Maybe we'll get something on the books. We'll do it today. I'm like, okay. All right. So I'm like, all right, bring it on. Like, what does this entail? He goes, well, we'll start with your right eye. We'll put some numbing drops in.
Why?
Yeah. So look, I've already had every brand probably of numbing drop in my eye. My whole face is probably numb at this point.
Right.
We're going to have you compress your right eye with holding it with a paper towel. And then we're going to put lidocaine in your eye. I'm like, oh, okay. Lidocaine. Maybe it's liquid drop or something, right? Mm-hmm. Doctor leaves. Here's where things take the full turn. Nurse comes back in with a shot. A syringe needle.
Oh God.
So at that moment in time, I knew what was happening. Again, Aaron, all I could think about is where's Pam? Where's the fireplace? Pam, this can't be happening. Pam, what happened to the fireplace and the Christmas tree and the presents? There's a lady with a syringe.
Oh my God, dude.
So
what do you say?
At that point, I actually verbatim, I looked at her and I said, I need you to shoot me straight. I said, how bad is this going to hurt? And she said, well, she goes, the numbing drop should stop most of the pain, but this will be the most painful part of it. Oh, okay.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So let me just frame it here. Like you're getting a needle, a syringe directly in your eyeball. And
yeah,
you're in a spot where you said, yeah, let's do this. Here's the thing. I mean, I'm sure if you screamed and said, I can't do this and ran out, they wouldn't do it. But Anthony, most likely, here's the thing. They've started the process already. This is happening.
Yeah.
You're on the roller coaster. You can't get off.
Aaron, my safety belt's fastened. Listen, I've ordered all the appetizers. I can't get out of the bill at this point. I got to pay for the main course.
Time to pay the piper. Yep.
And look, I was looking at it this way too. I was looking at it objectively. I have a right to say no. I don't want to do this, but I was prepared for the doctor to say this because I've been around long enough to know, and you have as well. If you don't do this, it could lead to this, which is 10 times more difficult.
Yep.
So I trusted in the process. I'm a man of faith. You're a man of faith. I said my little prayer. I stayed calm and I knew it was going to be fine. They put the numbing drops in. I hold that for 5 or 10 minutes. Doctor comes in, has the syringe.
Oh God.
Yeah. And look, for those of you that are listening and watching, if you get queasy, you know, maybe pause, turn the audio down
Yeah.
for a minute or two here, but it's not gory or anything. It's just your your eyeball is held open. And
By
it
a
just felt
person
like you,
or do they have a thing that does that?
yeah, something was holding my eye open
Okay.
at that point.
Oh
I
God.
believe there was a suction cup because I had LASIK. When I had LASIK, it was the same thing. It was suction cups around your eye so that your eyelids stay open.
Oh my gosh.
So I felt all it felt like. I don't know for anybody watching, if you ever put contacts in and you put a contact in your eye, that's all. There's no pain.
Can I
There was
ask?
zero pain.
Really?
Zero pain.
So let me talk to you. It had to be a mental hurdle though, because
Huge mental hurdle.
Anthony, do you see the needle getting closer and closer as it gets to your eye? And,
Yeah.
I'm
I saw
assuming
something and I knew what it was.
well, and you couldn't. My instinct is to move it around to get out of the way of the needle. You're saying, did you have to because it's in a particular part of the eye? Did you just have to stay still and oh boy,
Yeah, and
you had to
honestly,
stay
I don't
still
think
as it came at you.
I knew what was coming. All I could think about was Pam's fireplace, and he prepared me. All right, here comes the lidocaine injection. I kind of saw his hand. I saw like something coming. It was over before it started. That's in. I could hear the machine running. There's a machine that's. How did I get here?
Yeah, you were thinking you'd be out in 20 minutes, get a second Dunkin' Donuts for the day. Yeah.
This was so great about being in this moment with you is because I haven't had time to process and relive what I went through yesterday. I wanted to save that
I'm glad
for
you
all
did.
of you watching so we can relive this together. How did I get here? I wake up in the morning. I get my Dunkin'. I have coffee cake. I cruise to the office. I think I'm going to be in and out in 20 minutes. I'm going to be back home. Next thing you know, there's a needle going in my eyeball. And there's a machine with liquid freeze gel comparable to Dr. Man's Planet.
Reference Interstellar.
Reference
Love
of Interstellar.
it. So they're putting sub-zero drops, right? Like seriously.
I don't know the actual temperature, but the machine had to freeze. And they're like, you're going to hear us. We're going to inject this liquid gel into your eye. And it's going to take multiple pushes. Sorry, I just hit my microphone.
It's okay.
And what the gel does is, I believe, again, I'm paraphrasing here, it distributes and covers a larger amount of area faster. So it gets to that hole. The hole was not so far back into my eye that it would have required a laser. Since it was closer to the front, they were able to use a liquid gel that would seal. They would basically freeze and patch the hole from growing any bigger or doing any further damage.
Wow.
So they're like, you're going to hear the nurse calling out numbers. That's the temperature. I don't remember what she said. I could feel, since my eye was numb, I could not feel any burning from the freezing cold gel. But I can tell you right now, I could sense how cold it actually was. I don't know if anybody's ever walked outside on like a 15 or 20 degree below zero wind chill day and you have a ski mask on. You feel the breeze come in and it kind of hits the corners of your eye. Your eyelids start to freeze. It felt similar to that.
Wow.
And it felt like a lot of pressure. It was over with in 3 to 5 minutes. I sat up, they turned the lights on. And this is where it got a little bit even more scary, is because my entire vision was blurred. So like, you're like, oh my gosh. Like I kind of remembered that feeling from having LASIK. You don't see clear for a while. So I was seeing double out of my right eye and it was all blurred. So I talked to the doctor and asked like, hey, how long is this going to last? He's like, it'll just be an hour or two ish. My eye, I don't know if anybody can see on the call, but I'm going to try to, you can see it's bloodshot.
Wow, bro. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So
brother, holy crap.
Yeah. But it hurts a little bit right now, but it'll go, the blood blood vessel issue will resolve in a couple days, but it was a successful procedure.
Thank
I have
God.
to go back in 2 weeks for the left eye.
Doing the
Yeah,
same
left eye.
thing? Doing
Same
the same
thing,
thing?
same
All
process.
right. A little scary, but really not anymore because you've been to the mountaintop. You had the
I've
main
been to the
course.
mountaintop.
Yeah.
I know what to expect.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready to go. Mentally, physically, I'm grateful. Like, here's the thing, like finding times to be grateful. Like, I could be saying, man, that was a terrible experience. It really wasn't. If anything, I feel like I grew from the experience.
Yeah.
I faced an unimaginable fear. I mean,
It
I know
is
that
scary,
they're
man.
delivering this medical news to me, and I know we've talked about this before, Aaron. No different than reading back on number 3 at McDonald's. Do you want cheese? Do you want your Coke diet or large? They deliver medical information in such a way because it's routine for them.
Yeah.
When you're on the receiving end, what are you doing to my eye? Like, you're injecting a needle and then injecting negative temperature solution. Okay,
Here we
it's
go.
interesting to get that news, but like, I faced it, man. And I'm so grateful that there was no further damage to the eye and I was able to catch this before it became a further issue. So, like, counting my blessings and like just leading a positive mindset in this.
Honestly, man, I'm proud of you, man. I mean
Thank you.
that because we have both been on a journey to I think deal with stuff like that better. And you did it, bro. So yeah, you did. You faced a serious fear. No one wants to do that, and you just straight up did it. And yeah, man. And
Thank
you
you for
got one.
saying all that.
Of course, it's true.
And,
It's
you
true.
know, uh, I appreciate the shout out. There's some fun stuff in the works, and we'll have to talk about that further at some point. But I can also set us up for this. Uh, we we should do a follow-up episode, not necessarily about me, but I know you went through an experience at a medical office through a procedure that might actually be more intense than what I experienced here. And I'm not going to say much more than that, but here's what I can say is I want to unpack that with you if you're willing to. And for those of you watching, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. And you're right. Listen, to tease it, I'll just say for that episode, hang with us. It's not super graphic, but if you're a little queasy, like you may want to prepare yourself for this one.
That's it.